Las Vegas, Nevada, the land of the high roller. But this week, it's been the home of the greatest 9-ball rollers in the world. The city that never sleeps lived up to its reputation at the Riviera Hotel. The elite field of 92 has been playing into the wee hours of the morning to get down to the Final Four. The Professional Billiards Tour. Live from the Riviera Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the World 9-Ball Championship. Welcome inside the Riviera to the convention center where this crowd gets ready for the battle for the most prestigious event on the World Tour. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Wolosh, and we make a little bit of history on ESPN today. This is the first time that a serious event is ever broadcast on live television. We've got the semifinals today, the finals tomorrow. We will start with EARL Strickland and George Breedlove. As befitting a world championship, we have a truly remarkable international field. We were represented by 9 different countries today, not including the United States. We now bring in our analyst, the legend Buddy Hall, who's the measuring stick really for all of today's young players. And Buddy, how much does this particular championship mean to these players?
Oh, it means everything to them. These guys, they get out, they practice all year, they get ready, they come to the World Championships, they want to be the world champion. This is their shot. This is what it's all about.
Now, Strickland's the number 2 player coming in here. Breedlove is really an upstart, kind of a surprise. Contrast their games.
Well, Earl is, he's a great player. He breaks the balls like King Kong. He knows all the shots. He's a tremendous shot maker. He plays the game the proper way. Where on the other hand, you take George Breedlove, he breaks the balls like King Kong, tremendous shot maker, but he'll take a chance once in a while. It's really a slight contrast in style, so I'd have to give the nod to Earl.
All right, Breedlove is the flamethrower, like you say, the gambler. But Strickland's the master. Who will move on tomorrow? We'll find out. We have the first break coming your way in just a moment. Strickland and Breedlove. Semifinals. The winner moves on tomorrow with a chance at $20,000.
Order. You can push out after the break. It's 1 per game. It's foul on all balls. That means if your clothing touches a ball, that's a foul. It's a race to 9. It's with a 30-second shot clock, and the referee has the final authority. And this is Mr. Scott Smith.
He has the final word today from Colorado Springs. The lag.
Strickland wins the lag.
It's Strickland. Ranked 6th in the world, the 2 seed in this tourney. And the break's so important in this game, and he's got, what, the best break in the world?
In my opinion, he has the best break in the world. He really lays into him. His extension is almost to the 1 ball. He has tremendous break.
See that 1 ball almost pop off the table, which is a foul.
Yeah, he made 2 balls on the break.
So plot the chart now for us, if you will.
Well, here you have the 1 ball. The 3 ball and the 2 ball. The 2 ball is located right here. He has to be able to pocket the 1, get a shot on the 2 to pass by the 3 into this corner pocket. I don't see much of a problem except the 1 ball.
Earl, the pride of North Carolina, Roseboro, North Carolina to be exact.
Okay. Yeah, 5 ball, they just roll up a little bit. Play the 6 in the corner.
The defending champion of this tournament, in fact, 2-time defending champion Johnny Archer, who was defeated earlier in the week. That's what's left on the table. You'll see that graphic on occasion just to let us know. Down to 3, and really not a difficult shot in the group.
He does have a difficult shot here. The 7 ball, he ended up straight in on the 7. He's going to have to shoot the 7 in this pocket and draw the cue ball back to this rail and send it long like this. He has to use a low left-hand cue ball and really work this cue ball here on this shot.
And he does. Look at the action on that.
He has such a tremendous stroke. He can go almost anywhere on the table, whether he's having to draw his ball or follow it.
To work a cue ball like that, is that power or is that just finesse move?
Well, it's a combination of the two. You have to have a good finesse. You have to be able to connect with the cue ball properly, but then you have to be able to hit it hard enough to do what you have to do.
Relatively easy shot for Strickland to take the early advantage, and he's up 1-0 in the race to 9. Three's a little bit easier. There are some nerves, in particular. You noticed early that George Breedlove, who was down a couple of hours ago just to get loose, was as tight as he could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good look at George from Indianapolis, owner of a door and outdoor furniture business there. A couple of years on the tour.
Handsome young man.
The break so critical that there's even different equipment for it. They have a different cue that they will use just for the break. What's this look like now for Breedlove?
Well, there's a little bit of a problem over here in this corner. I believe that he has the option to play a billiard from the 2 to the 4.
When you say billiard,
that means you carry him off of the 2 ball, nip the 2 ball, hit the 4 with the cue ball, and knock the 4 ball in the hole, like so.
You drew it up and he executed.
And now he has to end up in this area right here. So he'll probably hit this with just a high center cue ball, come down to about that location. Right about there. I believe he's in good shape. Now he has to be careful here. This is really a touchy shot. You have the 5 located here. You have the 6 and the 8 are both running interference. He has to either come in here or go this direction. He couldn't execute it any better.
When pro players look at a table after the break, now they'll look at all the balls, but they start to think, what, about 3 balls ahead?
They think 3 balls ahead. They shoot at the ball they're playing for position on the next ball in order to be able to get position on the next ball. So they're actually playing 3 balls ahead.
Any trouble here?
I don't see. The only problem here with this shot is you have to let up on the cue ball. See, here's the 6. Here's the side pocket. You have to let up on it a little bit in order to get the cue ball to here and out. You don't want to try to pinch draw it over here because you may end up short down low on the 7. So you had to do it that way, and you might could miss the ball. You have to let up on it a little, you might could miss the ball.
The players this week have said they've loved these tables, but that the pockets are tight. Maybe that's an example there.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
Well, the pockets being tight pockets, the pockets are cut to a certain angle that's specified by the Men's Professional Billiard Association, and there are 4 1/4 inches wide to 4 5/8. There's another example of that. He hit inside the jaws, actually hit inside the pocket, and missed this shot. Here he hits it just a little wide. See, it hit inside, but it still stayed there. That was because of the cut of the pockets and the size of them.
Strickland couldn't believe it. Breedlove, the beneficiary of a big gift, and now he's 2 balls away from tying this thing up.
Now it's just a matter of preference. You can either go in the corner, you can shoot it up in the corner, draw it back, or you can play it in the side.
Oh my goodness, that's 3 times in this one game. We've been watching this all week long, and I can't remember 3 times in a game.
Right, he hit that one a little bad. He hit it up the rail a little bit. He hit the rail a little away from the pocket. This is a touchy shot.
It's got to come.
Executed it properly.
Oh, he couldn't have brought that cue ball back any better. It was a seesaw affair. Strickland takes advantage. It's 2-0. Remember, it's a race to 9. Welcome back to the Riviera in Las Vegas, Nevada. The World Championship 9-ball semifinals. Earl Strickland ahead of George Breedlove 2-0 in the race of 9. And it'll be Earl with the break. And the 1 ball went in the pocket. So now he changes the cues. We mentioned the specialized equipment. And to work he will go.
Well, he made the 1 ball on the break. Here is the 3. He'll probably go all the way over to that side of the table to play the 3 in this corner.
The idea in the break is obviously to have that ball close to the middle and to spread the ball. So he accomplished that. Does the rest of this table have several problems, or is this a pretty clean one for Earl?
It's pretty much a clean rack after this shot. He has to worry about getting around, and he did. He's going straight toward the side. That's fine. No more problems. He'll just come across table for the 5. He'll actually try to get straight in on the 5 here.
Earl really taking his time on this. Now there is a shot clock, 30-second shot clock. The players did not have to deal with that until the semifinals. Does that change the way you look at things?
Yeah, it rushes you. It rushes you a little bit, makes you you have to think about the game in a quicker mode. Any slight distractions or anything can take you away from your performance on the shot clock.
We should point out, though, that Earl Strickland's reputation is that he likes to play fast anyway.
Right. He'll shoot in about 8 to 10 seconds.
He is decisive. 8 and the 9, that's all that's left, and he's brought that cue ball back, and ooh, is that a little too far?
Boy, that cue ball just kept going.
He can't believe it.
Way that ball could roll that far.
Yeah, it did roll a long way. I didn't think it would roll that far either.
So what's he have to do now?
He has a tough situation here. He might have a shot to fan this ball in, but he's got to kind of let the cue ball go. There he goes, letting it go.
That foul means ball in hand. That means a gift for George Breedlove, and there's no difficulty here. Earl Strickland couldn't believe the shot with the cue. There's the big break for George Breedlove. Maybe that's exactly what he needed.
Okay, here we are. He has to hit this ball hard. He has to hit it accurately. So he let the cue ball go. He was hoping he could come all the way around table, but there he went, 2 rails in the side pocket.
The problem for Earl was really the shot before that, when the cue ball ran too far back behind the 8 ball. And Earl knows he gave one there to George.
Right. Now this kid here breaks them like King Kong, too.
They call him the flamethrower. One shot went in, 1 ball went in for sure.
Okay, he has a pretty tough shot here on the 1 ball. I don't know if he has a shot. He may could play the 1 right here. This is the 2. He may pull the cue ball over to this area right here. He's got kind of a built-in safety if he wants to play the 1 in the side. He may bank it across the side. He's a gunslinger.
There it goes. He banked it with authority, by the way.
Right, he got a little lucky. He kissed it off the 6. Now, does he have a shot at the 7? This is a touchy shot.
Got it. That's
now he has
nice
a problem.
feel, huh?
He has a problem now. The 2 ball is nestled right here behind the 4. He has to figure out a way to hit the 2. He's probably going to kick 2 rails and kick the 2 at the side pocket. Just stick his ball. Well, he wanted to stick his ball. He actually hit it a little too thin and came out with it.
So first he showed his power. That paid off. That time the touch wasn't quite enough. Intense, I think, a good word for both these competitors.
Oh, that's uncharacteristic of Earl Strickland right there.
And didn't catch the break on the corner pocket.
Right, that's
Where's
very
the shot clock?
unusual.
There's no shot clock.
Asked about the shot clock. Doesn't think there is one, but we know better. There is a 30-second shot clock invoked.
There's a 30-second shot clock. It just isn't visible. But there is a timekeeper on it. Oh, my goodness. He come up short. George is a gunslinger. He fires straight from the hip. He doesn't want to stall around. He has to be careful, too, because he's subject to foul a ball with his quick action play.
Remember, any foul means ball in hand.
Foul.
See, he touched the 6.
Ball foul on the 6 ball.
He touched the
Strickland
6.
has cue ball in hand.
That's the voice of Scott Smith. Now you see the gentleman in the tuxedo. He's the ref with the final word. So the breaks keep going back and forth. Breedlove loses one. We'll see what Earl Strickland can do.
This table's faster than it looks.
Okay, here's the foul right here. He's moved to 6. He moved to 6.
Buddy, you heard Earl talk about the speed of the table.
It's playing fast. He's evidently the other tables coming up to the finals here he felt like played a little slower than what this table plays.
An easy shot for Earl Strickland. Kind of a weird game, back and forth, but Earl prevails, and Earl takes a 3-1 lead. We are live in Las Vegas with the semifinals today, so don't forget tomorrow the Pro Billiards Tour finale here at the Riviera. It starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 on the West Coast. Who will it be, Earl Strickland, this good-looking gentleman here, or George Breedlove? Early advantage at 3-1 to Strickland, and on the break, well, he clears a whole bunch, but the cue all the way on the far side.
I believe he made the 1 and the 2.
He's got some power. Who on the tour would rival his ability on the break?
Nobody. David Howard, maybe. Close. Here he has this play. He may have room to come right between these two balls. He's playing it safe. He hit it too hard.
The safety, buddy, that's a conservative shot to, if you've got no way to go, you just try to play defensive.
Right. He was trying to just knock it back over to that side of the table. The side pocket was blocked. He actually just hit the ball a little too hard. He's thinking right now about how fast this table is playing.
Think there's any nerves?
Oh, George has to be. He has to be a nervous wreck. If he wins this match, he plays to be the undisputed champion of the world. But the only way he can do that is get by the mighty Earl.
Well, I can't play any worse.
Earl sizes up what he's got left, and I wasn't sure who made that comment.
I believe it was Earl.
Well, then you like his position, playing horribly and up 3-1.
Good shot.
That's a safety as well.
Right. George has a minor problem here with the 5-6, where the 5-6 lays. Here's the 5 ball. He needs to be in this area right here or right here. He can come around 2 rails or he can come on 1 rail. He's looking at coming to the side rail. He's wanting to play into this area right here or along that line. He's hit it too soft. He's hit it too soft.
Doesn't come quite far enough, and you could see the grimace.
I don't believe he has room. He's partially hooked by the 6 ball. I think what you do here is you come in, you kick 1 rail into this and try to stick your cue ball right there, knocking the 5 on out. You try to stop your cue ball. Whoops. Well, he played it. He played it. It could cost him, too.
He played for the win, so to speak, and it backfired. It'll be an easy shot now for Earl Strickland.
Okay, here he elected to play the ball. He's playing the shot instead of just trying to stop his cue ball. The pocket's playing.
You said he was a gambler. Strickland put in the 5. Now down goes the 6. You see what's left.
Now, George will fire from the hip. I mean, he's really not interested in playing safe. I should know that about him. He wants to shoot. He loves to run out.
Gamble there hurt him. That was not a strategy, say, you would have played, and maybe a more experienced conservative player would have shied away from that?
I would have tried to stick him behind the 6.
Earl Strickland about halfway up the hill, 4-1. And George Breedlove's got to think about that shot when he gambled and lost. You don't dwell on those things, do you?
No. No, you have to let it go. As soon as it happens, you have to release it, get rid of it, let it go. When you come back to the table, you got to come back fresh.
This game, very mental. I see some similarities with this in golf, where you've got to forget the last shot.
Right. Right. You have to be able to play from where you're at. He's got everything at this end of the table to start with. Here's the 2, the 3, the 4, and then he has to move down table for the 5.
Does that make it easier to have all those early shots at the same spot?
Well, yeah, you don't have to travel from one end to the other. You just stay right on one end of the table. Now he's fooling around. He's playing a little close to that ball there now. Now he'll come over to the side rail and play it deep. He'll play it deep off the side. There you go. Now he has a situation where the 9 ball may come into play. He may just draw his ball over to this area right here to play position on the 6. That's what he's tried to do. Okay, he's actually down a little lower than what he wanted. Now his shot-making ability has to show up now. He has to be able to pocket this ball. This is a long, tough shot. Tough shot. Straight shoot. Straight shoot it.
Oh, that was terrific. Puts himself in great position. 2 easy shots. Talking to himself a bunch.
Buddy knows that up there.
A little promo for you. But the lead big for Earl Strickland. And George wondering, what can I do to get back in? We welcome you back to Las Vegas, Nevada, the Riviera Hotel. Earl Strickland, the Pearl, the master, up 5-1 on George Breedlove. There is a mentality about Strickland. They say when he gets to the semifinals and the finals and he smells a prestigious event, he becomes extra specially tough, and that appears to be the case today so far.
He is that. He is all of that. Here we have a 2 ball. Here's the 3. I don't know of him doing it. He may play this ball across in the side, or he may just elect to play safe. Right there.
Boy, that is about as tough a shot and as safe a shot as you can hit. What can George Breedlove be thinking now?
Well, he's thinking he's down 5-1. He has to do something. He's hooked. He wants to hit this. He'd like to hit it nice and firm, but the 4 ball is sticking out there in his way. He doesn't have a shot here. He is buried. He is buried in here.
That's about as good a safety as we've seen this week.
Yeah, and he's about to run out of time. Oh, he almost hit it.
Wow, Mr. Strickland has cue ball in hand.
A big advantage for a huge lead for Earl Strickland. And boy, he's got to start smelling it now.
Have a chance to go 6-1.
But you get the ball in hand. What are the odds, percentage-wise, that you run the table?
Somebody like Earl with ball in hand will run out 98, 99% of the time. It's almost inevitable. We kept stats on it most of the year, and I think one tournament in particular, He got ball in hand 20 times. He ran out 20 times.
Earl, an outspoken ambassador of the game, talks about things like equipment. He can make the ball jump, but some people can't, so they have a jump cue. He has been upset with the jump cue, and it was outlawed for this particular world title.
It's been outlawed on the Pro Tour. It's no longer allowed by the professionals to use a jump cue. They have to jump it with the cue they play with.
Do you agree with that?
I agree 100% with it.
Obviously, you could do it without the jump cue.
Yeah, I prefer playing with the cue that you have to play with.
EARL Strickland makes it look so easy. And he goes up 6-1 in the race to 9. He's shown us everything. The power, some finesse. What a great bit of touch on that safety that really set the tone for the game.
Yeah.
Feel a little for George Breedlove, who had to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning battling his way to get this far. But it's not over. We've seen comebacks all week long. Knock down at least one.
If the one ball goes by here, I would say this is the only problem, the 5 ball. But if the one goes, there's a chance it could be 7-1 in just a minute. He's overhit another one. He's not happy with the speed that the table is playing. He'll have a play the 9 here. No.
Should point out that the players have played on these tables all week long, but listening to Earl, he thinks this one is much faster than the ones they've used.
Mm-hmm.
Still has the one problem ball that he'll have to contend with. And here he comes by it.
Oh, he hit it. You couldn't hit it any better than that.
People marvel at how they strike the ball into the hole. I marvel at how they draw the cue ball wherever they need to set things up. Oh, he knows that that thing rolled a little bit further than he would like.
Amazing. That's okay. I'll shoot my way out of it.
Pumping himself up. All the way to a 6-1 advantage on the road to 9.
This is like playing on the Masters putting greens.
The greatest pool players in the world are in Las Vegas. This is the 94 9-ball World Championship from the Riviera Hotel. I'm Dave Woloshin along with Buddy Hall. EARL Strickland on a roll, 7-1 over George Breedlove. He's complained about the speed. He says he hasn't had the touch, but look at the dominance.
He's overshot a lot of different shots, but he's made almost every one of them. So as long as you can knock them in and run out, it really doesn't matter where your cue ball lands.
Yeah, you mentioned he's got the best break in the game. I can't remember him so far in this match not putting at least one ball in on the break, so he continually has his shots on offense.
He breaks them very well.
One ball, the 4-ball gone. Where's the problems on this table?
Well, I really don't see a problem here. Here's the 3. All he has to do is get position on the 3, and it's going to be 8-1. If he makes this combination, I would say it'll be 8-1. He may elect to just go up in the corner. He may play the 3-ball up here, or play the cue ball here and over for position on the 5.
And he did. No complaint about speed that time.
No, he's getting that down.
In the last few years, the sport of billiards, all kinds of games, have really grown. I suppose guys like Earl Strickland and yourself, buddy, have really helped the growth in the sport.
Well, we've been around a long time. Earl started playing in the early 80s, 82, 83, somewhere around there. I started playing hard on the tour in 74.
There it is. What appears to be an unsurmountable 8-1 lead. You never do know, but the way Strickland is playing, it doesn't matter what George Breedlove does. Earl Strickland is on the roll. We mentioned how the game has grown. Many of the fans crammed in here are from the American Pool Players Association. That's a new, the amateur body, the official amateur body of the sport. They had a big tournament here this weekend with 3,300 people here.
Yeah. They had, what?
Balls line up like that.
Well, look at this break. Boom, the cue ball's launched into it. It actually launches the cue ball into it. He really whacks them.
His follow through. Look at the foot in the air.
He has everything here. He's going to just bump the rail and try to drop the cue ball right in that area right there.
Well, he left an open. He didn't get it behind the 9 ball like you would have liked.
Right. He tried to drop it behind the 9, but still, even with that, the 2 is tied up to where if he makes the 1, he can do nothing. See, the 2 is right here nestled against the 5. If he makes the 1, there's nothing to do with the 2. That's one way of playing it. That's the smart way of playing it.
Finally, something for the crowd to cheer about for George Breedlove.
Well, Mr. Breedlove has ball in hand.
Wasn't much really Earl Strickland could do. So the safety, the way this game was turned around for Earl, maybe things change now for George Breedlove.
Hit the ball.
He can't, I don't believe it can be hit. So he's just going to try to wrap it up.
Well, Mr. Strickland has ball in hand. Both players are on 1 foul.
Earl's going to run one. He's going to have to just hit him here and open him up.
There's nothing I can do. I got to do that.
Breedlove
He
has
had to
ball in
open him
hand.
up.
The trap.
Strickland's on 2.
That's the second foul for Strickland. Breedlove has 1. 3 fouls, buddy, and what happens on your third foul?
Third foul, you lose the game. It's 3 fouls in a row, you lose the game. And there's a chance he can get him on 3 here. If he can drop him down behind the 9, take away the end rail, take this end rail away from him, then he has a chance to win a 3 foul game. He wants to be right behind the 9 or the 6. That's no good because now Earl, he can just come to the end rail and hit it, or he may even be able to just shoot straight at it.
It does show you, though, that you can play a defensive strategy, and in this case, win the game on 3 fouls.
Right. There's nothing to do. Just. Oh.
He found something.
He fires at him.
Even Earl Strickland appreciates the beauty of that shot.
He's going to crank this one straight back. He fires straight from the hip, about 100 miles an hour, right in. Now he's going to have to do it again. He banks the 2 across the side. I believe that'll be the end of the story.
I think you're right. That one opened up the door completely. Got an easy shot on 2, nothing in the way, and then you don't see any trouble on this table after that, do you?
None at all. All he has to do is shoot the 4 to the 5, get him in a little angle on the 5 to come back over for the 6. It's over.
Look at that ball drawback. Perfect position.
Time to go after Asia now. Asia's next. If I can get out.
Strickland knows he's in. And I mean a convincing 9-1 victory over a game George Breedlove. We are live in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel. That's EFREN Reyes, the master. You like touch and finesse, you're going to like this guy from the Philippines, EFREN Reyes, against a guy who's played very well, who has some power, who's been around a long time, in Howard Vickery.
Well, that figures to be a really good match. Howard, he's really a disciplined player. EFREN is a great player in his own right. EFREN knows all the angles. He knows all there is to know about pool, just about. And Howard is really a disciplined player, so it makes a good mix for a good match.
Some people think that Reyes is the best player in the world. He doesn't have that #1 ranking because he doesn't play in enough tournaments. He likes to stay over in the Philippines. And he's got that finesse, and he's so smart. He thinks out things and uses a lot of bank shots. But what about Vickery? Is this a great contrast of the finesse and the power game?
It's a contrast because Howard doesn't really know the rails like EFREN does. He doesn't know the diamond systems. He doesn't kick like EFREN does. He doesn't play position quite like EFREN does. But Howard plays a solid, basic, good, solid, basic 9-ball game.
You may recognize Howard Vickery. They call him the Beard. Well, he was in The Color of Money, and he's after the money. It's Vickery and Reyes when we return to Las Vegas. An interesting semifinal coming your way. This is EFREN Reyes and Howard Vickery. And we start with the score here. 3-1, EFREN Reyes. Vickery with the break. And a bad break.
He scratched. EFREN's such a great player. He just moves around the table so well. Here we have a cluster of balls in this corner up here. It looks like that we have a little bit of a problem with them. Well, he's going to have to shoot the 3-ball up in the corner and position his cue ball here. He wants to shoot the 4-ball in the upper left-hand corner and go into the 6-8 and maybe move them out a little bit.
Now the 1, 2, 3 all gone, so 6 left on the table.
Right. He positioned himself in the proper place. Here he wants to split the 6-8 and try to knock the 6 out where it'll go and still be able to get position on the 5. Which he's done rather well. He can make the 5, but I don't know what he can do with the 6. Looks like he may have to settle for a combination on the 6. The 6-7.
That's why they call him the magician, though. He comes up with shots you wouldn't expect.
Well, he's a master at that. He shoots at shots most people don't think of.
But facially, doesn't he look a little bit like Roberto Duran?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe we ought to call him the Stick of Stone.
The Stick of Stone, right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice shot.
He has an infectious smile, and so far we've seen a bunch of that in this semifinal. Leading 3-1 and well on his way to 4-1.
He's got such a good cue ball speed. His shot making is great. His cue ball's great. His break is even improving. The guy's it's not bad enough that he plays a perfect cue ball and makes all the shots. Now he's improving too.
If there is a rap on Reyes, it's that he gets to the finals but doesn't win in the finals, doesn't have the kind of mindset, let's say, that EARL Strickland has. Is that true, or is that a bum rap on Reyes?
No, he has a slump. He has a definite slump in the finals. He's finished second more than anybody in the world. Now, he's won a lot of tournaments, too, but here of late, the last year or so, he's finished second a lot of times. So he does have that bit of pressure on his shoulders where Earl never finished his second. And EFREN is used to finishing second, so I don't know what kind of match it's going to be. I know that both players are equal in abilities.
We do want to remind everybody we have been live all day long, first time in history, but this match was recorded a little earlier in the day. Where's the trouble on this board, on this table?
Well, I don't really see any problems here. He just has to roll the cue ball up, play position on the 3. Okay.
If there's a weakness other than playing in finals, which a lot of players would like to have to get that far, do you see one in EFREN Reyes?
Maybe his break. Maybe his break is a little under some of the better players in the United States. He doesn't seem to break them. I know he doesn't break the balls like EARL Strickland or Nick Varner or David Howard. He doesn't have that kind of a break, but he has a good break. That would be the only weakness I would know of. Now here he had a situation where he upstairs over the 6 ball. This is a hard shot just to make the 5, but to make the 5 and play position 2 is really hard. He has to dodge all these balls.
And that shot was made difficult because the ball was in his way.
Right, he was upstairs over the ball.
Quickly off his stool comes Howard Vickery. He sees a slight opening, charge right to it.
Right. March right up there.
You see the first 4 balls going.
Yeah, he'll just pull this back to the rail and out. Try to get him a little bit of an angle on the 6. Like so. What he wants to do here is really to get straight in on the 7 ball.
Howard, you see what he wants to do. Howard, a Vietnam vet, an aviation electrician, has a couple of kids.
He'll just move the cue ball out. He'd bump the rail here and come out just a little bit. Try to get straight in on the 8. Okay, he's actually overhit it a little bit, so he'll have to play down to the right-hand side of the 9 ball. He'll have to come over to this side of the table, play the 9 in the same pocket he's shooting the 8.
Again, it takes a while for the players to get used to the speed of this table. So it looks like Howard Vickery makes a move to get back in this thing. There it is. Down 4-1. He draws a little closer. Now it's 4-2. Welcome back to Las Vegas at the Riviera. The 9-ball World Championships. One-man EARL Strickland already in. We got a battle here. 4-2 now. Howard Vickery on the break. Down by 2 to EFREN Reyes. Howard is on the board of directors of the Pro Tour. Pros like him. He once made 69 balls on the break against George Michaels. That is incredible. Tell me about that.
That was in this tournament. 7 of the balls that he made were 9 balls. The 9 ball. He made it 7 times. He hung it in the jaws of the pocket twice. And he had a really good breaking fiesta.
7 9 balls on the break.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching all week long now.
Yeah.
I've not seen that happen once.
Right.
Watch, it'll happen now.
Yeah. He'll just play the 2 ball in here, try to hit 3 rails, and come to this side of the table, play the 3 ball in the lower corner pocket. Come around nicely here. Hit this with about a high right-hand cue ball. 1, 2. Just barely missed the 3, didn't he?
Crowd appreciates that effort.
Okay.
Howard has been around a while. Hard to believe. 47 years old. Doesn't look that old, does he?
No, he doesn't. I didn't have any idea he was that old.
He's getting up there in your class.
Yeah, I'm 49. And just 2 years difference. I thought I was a lot older than Howard. Maybe I just feel older than Howard.
Half the table or just about gone?
Right, he's just trying to get him a nice little angle on the 6 where he can come over and play position on the 7.
I like that little angle we show you.
Yes.
Any problems here?
I don't see any problems. The only problem he has here is just really getting position on the 7 ball. If he does that, I don't see any problems.
And he does.
Yeah, he's in perfect line for the 7, so.
Just the 3 balls left. And suddenly, from 4-1, we'd be at 4-3. So you can see comebacks. It didn't appear that when Strickland was doing his thing on Breedlove that George ever had a chance to get into it. But now we see that Vickery can run some himself.
Right. He's getting chances. He's getting opportunities at the table. And when you get opportunities at the table and play the speed that Howard Vickery or EFREN Reyes or someone like that play, they can make a comeback on you.
There it is. So it's 4-3. Does a player like EFREN Reyes, who's been around so long, get up 4-1 in a semifinal like this and think, it's only to 9, I've got this thing, and get overconfident?
I seen him one time in a race to 15. He was up, I believe he was up 12-6. And he happened to be playing EARL Strickland, and Earl ended up winning that set in a race to 15. So it can happen. If things go your way, it can happen. You just never say die.
A bunch bunched at the front of the table. And here comes the master from the Philippines. Take a look at the break.
Oh, isn't that a good shot?
Yeah, those balls almost jump off the table.
Yeah, they look like they raise up.
And that's a safety and a good one.
This is a shot here. Here you would have to kick one rail behind this ball, try to hit it solid and stick the cue ball behind the 9. But that doesn't look like that's what he's elected to do. Oh, what a great shot. That's one of the best shots I've seen the whole tournament.
Now you got to go back to Strickland's little hook.
Yeah.
And this one probably ranks right up there with him.
Look at this shot. There he goes.
Oh,
he nips
man.
it, hits 2 rails, goes up, almost hooks him. He hits the 3rd rail there and almost gets the cue ball over behind those 2 balls. What a shot.
And Reyes with a safety shows his touch as well. It's very defensive here as the game has gotten a little tighter.
Right.
Vickery a little more deliberate than Strickland or Breedlove.
He's a more disciplined, really a more disciplined player than Breedlove or Strickland. He's more methodical, where they're a little looser, show a little more flair in their game than Howard does.
Another tough safety. He's going to have to bank at least once to get to that ball. I think. Yeah, he did hit that bank first. Crowd appreciates the defensive conservative play that we see so far.
Right. Kicking behind it allowed him to stay down here and send the ball up table, didn't it? I love these shots here. Now this is a jump shot with your cue, with the cue that you play with. This is not a jump cue. This is the cue that he plays with. Beautiful shot. Looks like he left a combination on the 9.
Sure does. That would be a big break for Reyes. Look at how he got that ball up so perfectly.
Oh, boy, it looks like anything go that high and that far needs a pilot and a stewardess, doesn't it?
It does. It amazes me how they can hit down on the ball so hard, so cleanly, and almost through the ball to get it up.
Yeah.
So here's the combination, the attempt at the shortcut. Well, that was a chance to get a little more breathing room, and Reyes is disappointed with himself.
He felt like he should have made that, and I feel like he should have made that. And shots like that with players like Howard, that's liable to pump him up. Here you shoot the 1 straight in the corner, hit the side rail, come back across. You may even elect to come underneath the 9. Play a 1 rail across like
That's
so.
what he did. Well, Vickery knows he just got a gift.
Yeah, that'll pump you up. Here, what he'll try to do here, just try to get straight in on the 3 to where he'll have him a nice little angle when he shoots and stops. Okay, now he wants to shoot and stop right here to have a nice little angle to play position on the 5. This rack here will kind of call itself.
So you don't see very many problems at all the rest of the way?
Well, about the only problem I see here is he hit the rail here and come across. Are these 2 balls up in the upper corner up here, the 6 and 7? I mean the 7 and 8.
That's what's left for Howard Vickery.
All right, he has to straighten this combination out. It's not straight on, and he has to get in a position to where he can straighten that out. Now he has a choice here. He can go 1 rail up, just play it 1 rail back down table, or he may play it 2 rails out of the corner. He elected to go 2 rails. He needs a little bit of an angle. It's the area he wanted to be in. He's come a little short of that. Now what he has to do, he has to make the combination, keep the 7 ball out in the middle of the table and keep the cue ball out in the middle of the table. He doesn't want the cue ball to get on the rail, and he doesn't want the 7 to get on the rail. So he'll have to hit this pretty firm. Have to hit it nice and square. Well done.
Boy, that was pretty. And he's left himself a lot of room.
I love to watch Howard play. He almost marches to the shot, doesn't he?
He was a soldier.
Yeah. Okay, now he'll just draw the cue ball back here just a couple inches and try to play the 9 straight in. Okay, he's drawn it back a little too far. Now he'll probably play the 9 in the side.
Great touch. He used it all, didn't he?
He used the whole pocket.
Howard Vickery, the soldier, shows us his artillery. He's knotted this thing up. Our score, 5-4 now. Reyes won game 9. We move a little bit further in the tape with Reyes the 1-game advantage and Reyes on the break.
It looks like he has the 5 ball is blocking his path here to the 1. He may try to shoot at this. He may go ahead and shoot at it.
Well, he went with your option 2, but it didn't work out. Does that leave opportunity here for Vickery?
It's an opportunity. The one ball is a very hard shot down the rail. He has to shoot it in and draw his cue ball back down table, down to this area right here for position on the 2. This is a very hard shot. Really a tough shot.
Nope. Well, yes.
Looks like he has the gap.
Do you think that was the intent?
No.
Okay. Better lucky than good.
Right. I believe he has room to go underneath and make the 2 ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back out here to about the middle of the table for the 3 ball in the corner.
Vickery needed the break, got it, and look at the execution now.
He got a chance to knot her up, tie it up, knot it up.
Was down 4-1, came back 4-4. Reyes, the battler, took the lead. Vickery wants to come back and tie things up. Remember, it's a race to 9. Earl Strickland already in tomorrow's final. One of these 2 wants to battle with him.
Yeah, he shoots us in, hit 1 rail here, and come. Question of preference here from the 5 to the 7.
Which way would you play it?
Well, I like playing it to the side rail and out just a little bit, give myself a little bit of an angle to come around 2 rails or 1 rail straight back up. Okay, he bounced off. And now you have an option. He can go 1 rail or he can go 2. It's just a question of which shot he really prefers. I like the 1 rail straight up. I like shooting this in with just a high center ball, hitting the end rail and going back up table. It looks like he's hitting it with low left. He's drawing it 2 rails around.
And there it goes. You'll have a slight angle on the 8 ball, but the pros, buddy, prefer angles to straight-on shots, don't they?
Right. They need an angle, except on the 9.
Yeah.
They need to be able to go from one place to the next. They need to be able, if they have to, go from one end of the table to the other. And the only way they can do that is they have to secure an angle in their position play.
Perfect position. And Vickery's done it again. He came from a big deficit to tie it, fell behind by 1, but again, we're even Steven halfway up the hill. EFREN Reyes has seen a lead slip away. It was 4-1, then it was 5-4, now it's 5-5. Howard Vickery on the break. And to have you with us in Las Vegas, Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall. And 2 fall on the break. And how does this thing shape up?
Well, you have the 1 is located here behind this ball. You can shoot straight at it, try to nip the 1 and go down table, or you can push out. This is a good shot here. You could go 2 rails back down towards him. He's going to push out.
This is a legal push out. Mr. Reyes has the option.
When you push out, now the player, Reyes in this particular case, has the option. He can look at that ball and see whether he likes that shot or not. You can only do it after a break, only once a game. And if he doesn't like it, he says, okay, you put yourself in this position, you get out of it, and that's exactly what he's done. Now Vickery will have to shoot this shot.
Right. Howard will have to shoot. Howard will try to thin the ball and come back down table. He'll try to get behind something at the other end of the table.
Push-outs are tricky because you want it to be a difficult shot, but not too difficult because it could come back to you as it did in this case.
The whole key to a push-out is really to push out to play safe, not push out to shoot. The caliber of players that you have today, if you push out to shoot, that's what they're going to do. They're going to shoot, and they're going to run out on you. So you have to push out to duck. You have to push out to play safe.
And that's exactly what Howard Vickery did there. A knowledgeable crowd has come to see these semifinals. Have you seen the crowds get bigger and bigger on the tour since you first came on?
Yeah, there's a lot of people support the tour. He has a problem here. He's jacked up over the ball. He has a ball sitting over here beside the side pocket. I don't know what to do with this shot except maybe just try to roll it in or something. It's really hard. He's trying to knock it over against the back of the 4 is what he was trying to do. I believe he's left Howard a shot.
I don't think EFREN Reyes is very happy with that particular effort.
No. He may not be able to shoot this ball straight in the side. He's kicking. He's kicking one rail or maybe the short rail. Use the short rail. Oh, well.
Oh, my goodness. He engineered that one to perfection.
Okay, look at this. 1, 2, nipped it just right, brought the cue ball right out in the middle of the table for a shot on the 2 ball. That was a well-executed shot. That's just a matter of preference then. Go in the corner or in the side.
Five now history. And there are no problems really on these 2 shots. And we will see Howard Vickery with his first lead. And when he was down 4-1, it looked as if he was going to do an Earl. He was going to get an Earl Strickland done to him.
Yeah. It looked like it was going to be another route, didn't it?
Sure did.
Now we find Howard in the driver's seat.
There it is. Vickery's first lead of the day. We're back in Las Vegas in just a moment. Vickery up on Reyes 6-5. Who would have thought it a few moments ago when Reyes from the Philippines led 4-1, but Howard Vickery has marched back in, and he's got the break. That went in, and the foul means ball in hand, and we talked about this earlier. 95% of the time you're going to make a run. Does this, there's your problems, huh?
Right. These 2 balls look like they're tied up right here in this corner. There's the 2. He has to figure out a way to get on the 3 ball, which is nestled right against the 6 there. And maybe, just maybe, the 6 ball, he can play a combination on the 6 right here. If he can, that'll open up the whole rack. It looks like he's shooting at something. I believe he's shooting at the combination on the 6 ball. Right.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Is that
opened
touch? Oh, man. And just sitting on the pocket, too. It could have gone in with both of them.
It just gives you an idea of just how well that man thinks. Here he's playing the 3 over in the corner. Here's the 6 ball. It looks like it's partially blocking the hole. He may just knock the 6, shoot this in off of that ball, clear the hole. Boy, that's just good thinking.
Yeah, that is. That, I believe, is the 8 ball.
That's good thinking there. That's the difference between what in the pool lingo they call it a shortstop and a top notcher. A top notcher is an EFREN Reyes. A shortstop is somebody that plays pretty good but just can't really cut the mustard.
And I think that a great player like Reyes has so many different shots in his repertoire.
In his arsenal, yeah. Yes. Well, and he sees so many shots. He recognizes shots. shots that are not there for the average player.
He measured that 9-ball, trying to figure out where he wants to come back to.
Yeah, I believe he played 2 rail position here. 1, 2. That's a dangerous shot. See, the side pocket gets so big on that shot.
At the him, it looks like a thimble. He doesn't have to worry. And there it is. Guess what? We're tied again. We take a break. Don't go anywhere. All tied up. 6-6 on the race to 9. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Game 12, rather 13, went to EFREN Reyes. So he leads 7-6 and breaks. And 2 balls fall.
He made 2 balls on the break.
What's the difference? We never had a chance to really talk about the difference between the cue he now will use. You see he knocked down the 1 and the 5, and the cue on the break.
Oh, the break cue is designed a little differently. So here he has a problem with 3s right up against it. I don't see anything for him to do here except play safe on the 2. But back to your question. The thing about...
Oh, my goodness. You didn't see that one, did you?
No, I didn't. The break cue is designed a little different. As a rule, it's just a little heavier. It has a flatter tip. It's designed to hit the rack with 0 English, with no English at all. In other words, hit it with a flat ball so the cue ball can stop out in the middle of the table. So
and knock the other balls to kingdom come.
Right, right. Where the cue that you play with usually has a nice round tip, and you can spin the cue ball with it. And they're just the opposites of cues. One is for dead center English, and the other is to play with.
After the remarkable shot, the safety, and remember, he's shooting at the 2 ball down on the other side.
Yeah, you can play this bank.
He goes straight on, and
oh, he's trying to bring the cue ball down. I believe he got lucky. I believe he managed to get down far enough to hook him.
You'd have played a bank on that?
I believe I would have played the bank, yeah. Now, here is a shot that comes up. He has a shot here to bank the cue ball 2 rails behind the 2. He can use... he can either jump over the ball or go around it, but this, I think what he's going to end up doing here is he's going to hit the end rail, the side rail, and come into the back of the 2, knocking it over to this side of the table and sending the cue ball down table. That's what he's trying to do. He hit it a little too full.
But it goes. Look at that. I know they call it baseball and football a game of inches. You might call this the game of the turns. It just
right.
did turn in.
Right. He was trying to play safe. He accidentally kicked it in, but that'll be fine. Okay, he played safe. He left Howard a really tough shot here. I believe he can hit enough of the ball to make it. But I don't believe he can do anything with the cue ball. He's going to have to kind of let the cue ball go. But he's in a position now where he has to shoot. The safety's not available. He has to dodge these balls here. He has to hit this thing, come up and down table. Oh, what a shot. Nice shot.
Boy, again, he gets that last turn to fall. No trouble, really, the rest of the way, is there?
Not at all.
What an amazing game this is. It looked like it would be a rout like the first semifinal we had Remember, Vickery was down 4-1. He's been down 5-4, 6-5, 7-6. But he just wills himself back in. We've been tied at 5-5. We've been tied at 6-6. Now we're tied at 7-7. Don't forget, it's the first one to 9. Howard Vickery has knotted things up 7-7 as we go to game 15 in Las Vegas. Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall, happy to have you with us today live on ESPN. Some history today, the first time that we've had a major pool tournament live on TV.
He just came within a dot of making it. If he'd got a little more of a boost out of the 9. Here, he's just going to try to stick this ball, I would think. You may bank it back here, but play the cue ball over to the right-hand side of the table. Maybe playing a combination on the 6, on the 2-7. He doesn't have many options here.
He does see things, though, that mere mortals do not.
Right.
Not calling you a mere mortal, because I've heard you called the Jack Nicklaus of the game, and that one
I see.
You saw correctly.
Yeah. Well, he played a different shot than what I was thinking about, but I think he left Howard a little bit of the 1 ball. Howard can hit the 1, so he may be able to hand the safety right back to him. Right, here's the 1 ball. You bank it 1 rail out. Try to keep the cue ball over behind the balls, either the 5, 3, or maybe up behind the 7. You want to keep the cue ball right up here in this corner. That's perfect. Couldn't hit it better.
Interesting how when we've had ties before, this is the second time, when it gets close like this, suddenly it becomes defensive, and nobody wants to take too much of a chance, particularly this late in the game.
Right.
Oh my. If that had gone in, they'd have been hooting and hollering. They still are appreciative of the safety.
Right.
What would you call that, a semi-safety when you go after the ball, but if it doesn't go in, at least you don't leave your opponent a shot?
Right. You have a built-in safety, they call that. You shoot at the ball, but there's a pretty high percentage of the safety. Here you just come across the top of the 1, knock it down table, and you just miss the 7 here. You don't want to bump into the 7. Bank the 1 rail out, and try to drop him over here behind the 5-3. Good shot.
A bit of chess going on right now.
This match started out like it would be over in 50 minutes.
Or less.
Or less. Oh, look here, he almost kicked that ball in. He kicks so well, he hits the ball so square.
Now that ball smack dab in the middle without a whole lot of trouble elsewhere. That looks as if the door is open now for Howard Vickery.
Right, he kicks a lot of balls in.
Finally, some offense.
Yeah. Here he just wants to make sure he stays with a little bit of an angle so he can go down table for position on the 4. Here's the 4 down here. He wants to stay to the left side of the 3, leaving him an up angle like so. So he can come down table for the 4.
Does he get far enough?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the only problem with this shot here is he has to hammer it a little bit. hit it with a center cue ball. He has to pop it, hit the rail, and come straight out. That's the only thing wrong with it. He just has to pop it a little bit.
Just like you drew it up. EFREN Reyes worried he could fall behind for the very first time in the match. Things appearing more and more that that's the way the storyline will read.
Howard just he just come to play, didn't he? 6, 7, 8, 9 left on the table. Now it's just the 7, 8, 9.
He did bring it back.
Now
like
here's
it's illustrated.
Right now it's a matter of preference here. He can play the cue ball 2 rails, or he can play it 1. That's just a question of what you want to do. I prefer to play this shot 1 rail, but it looks like he's addressing it 2 rails. That's too dangerous. You can misread that and stay behind the 9.
Worked out okay though for victory in this particular instance. But I hear what you're saying, especially with the speed of these tables.
Right.
Howard Vickery 1 stroke away from his first lead in the match. There it is, 8-7. Now, buddy, tell me, how much of an emotional charge and a letdown for Reyes does it really have when you take your first lead 1 win away from winning the semifinal and getting yourself into the final of the biggest championship on the tour?
Well, it's Howard's pumped right now. He's anxious. He wants to go. He's wanting to make a ball on a break and get a shot. He's saying, I'm going to show you I can run out. I can like to play in the finals for the World Championship. I'd like to be the champion of the world this year.
Couldn't pick a better moment to take his first lead. He's got his foot on the hill. Isn't that what they say?
It's on the hill. He is on the hill.
Needs 1 more win to get over the hill, and there is.
He had a shot.
Yep. Nothing falls. So we'll see what Mr. Reyes can do. Do you see openings problems?
No, not many. Here he'll just play the combination on the 2, sticking the 1 right there where the 2's at. The 3's down here at the other end. He wants to bring the cue ball back out in the middle of the table so he'll have a nice little angle to come down and play position on the 3. He's done that nicely. I don't see any problems here. Just hit the rail and come right back out. He should. Looks to me like that he's got a real good chance of advancing to the finals.
Got to come a little further, or is that okay?
Well, that's all right. He has to come around 2 rails. He don't want to run into anything. He just wants to hit 2 rails and come out up table for position on the 4. He wants to come between the 9 and the 6. Oops, he's underhit it. That could be trouble.
Ooh.
This could be trouble.
It was so close. You saw him breathe a little heavier right before that shot.
Very careless of him there.
Reyes sees that maybe there's a slight opening for him to get back in this. That's what's left.
Yep. Here the 6 ball passes by, so what he'll try to do, he'll throw the 4 in the corner pocket. You do that with a little low right-hand cue ball, spinning the cue ball 2 rails out of the corner to this area right here to play the 6 over in the other corner. This is a low right-hand cue ball. We call this throwing the ball. We actually throw the ball in. Oh, he's overcut it. Oh, it went in.
It does go. Woo, he's had a couple of those breaks in this match.
Now he's left himself in a touchy spot. Real touchy spot. Here it is. He's overcut the ball, but he still caught just enough of the pocket for it to drop in. He was fortunate that it went in. Now he has options. He can either play the 6 across the corner, 1 rail. This is the shot I prefer. You have a built-in safety with it. Looks like he's playing it across the side.
He does, and it won't go unless that thing comes a long way and it stops.
No.
So a chance to finish out, to get over the hill, goes awry.
Boy, that was a golden opportunity right there. My goodness.
The 6 dropped that time. That was maybe the 6 that did in victory.
It might be. Well, they say the straw that broke the camel's back.
The master with authority. Look where that cue ball ends up. An easy shot on the 8 ball.
Boy,
we're about to go 8-8. Hill to hill.
That was a golden, golden, golden opportunity for Howard to advance to the World Championship.
He'll go back to that 6 ball if Reyes wins game 9. We'll see who advances in just a moment. We are hill to hill in Las Vegas. EFREN Reyes, the master from the Philippines, and Howard Vickery, all knotted up 8-8. Reyes had the 4-1 lead. Vickery came back and took an 8-7 lead and had a real golden opportunity to win this thing. Couldn't put away Reyes, and now we'll see what EFREN can do. And how do you plot this one out?
Well, I don't know if he has room to make the 1, or he may have to just play safe. Here's the 1. He may be able to play it right in this hole right here. You have a little bit of a problem right here with the 5-9. It looks like he might just shoot it in and go down table and come back up.
So not an easy table for the championship, or for the semifinal championship, I should say, between these two.
Not at all. He could elect to play safe on this too. It looks like he's shooting. He's drawing his ball a little bit.
Wow. Yeah, a little English on that, didn't he? That
Yes,
thing
he
bent.
did. Yes, he did. Okay, now I believe he has room to make the 2. To play position on the 4. That's the ball he wants to get on. Now he has to be able to get an angle to be able to come down table for position on the 4 or 5. He's looking at the location right there is where he wants to land after he shoots the 4.
Come back, and it does.
Perfect.
Well, he's the one gentleman that has had no problems with the speed.
Right. Doesn't take him long to adjust. He doesn't know whether he wants to bank it or shoot it straight in. I don't know if he can shoot it straight in. He looks like he's shooting it straight in.
That might have been the first shot. Ooh, that's the first shot to test the 30-second shot clock right there.
Was it?
Of course, you're tied 8-8. No one's going to say a whole lot. Now what is he thinking?
Well, he's going to either shoot the 6 straight in or play the combination. He may play the combination. It's laying there. It's laying pretty good for a combination.
The 6 ball did in Vickery. This is the most important shot, maybe, and he made it work. I don't see a problem from here out, do you?
No, none at all.
So the 6 ball, which did in Vickery, could very well give Reyes the victory.
All right.
Now it hits Howard, and I imagine that Reyes is heart pumping 1,000 miles a minute.
Yep. All you got to do is knock this one in to advance to the finals.
So we can set up our final bracket. It's EFREN Reyes. He'll take on Earl Strickland. Good match, though, between the two, Vickery and Reyes. EFREN, the leader of the great team of players from the Philippines. And here's how he ended it. Reyes is in. Our finals set up. Here's the final in a dramatic finish. EFREN Reyes, a winner over Howard Vickery. So he moves on to the final tomorrow, where he'll take on Earl Strickland. Strickland had his way with George Breedlove, 9-1 the final there. So basically, both of the favorites won today. Reyes was expected to be a winner, so was Strickland, but maybe not in the kind of fashion that we expected. Once again, we welcome you back, Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall. Very different type of approaches. Who do you see tomorrow, then, as the emerging favorite?
Well, you have the magician and the gunslinger.
Well, I like that.
I kind of like the gunslinger. I like Earl. I like his break. I like his shot-making ability, and he's just phenomenal when it comes to running out when he gets a shot.
And I suppose you have to take into account the fact that Strickland has been so tough when it comes to finals. And if there's a weakness with Reyes, we've seen it many times, he gets to the finals, but he hasn't been able to get over that hump and win a championship in a while.
Well, it looks that way. It looks like he's in a little bit of a slump. We can call it a second-place slump. I'd rather be second than last, but he's in a little bit of a slump, and Earl loves to just drive and win. It's going to be a good match.
You don't expect, I take it, a 9-1 runaway like we saw in the first semifinal. I would imagine it would be close like the second semi we saw today.
Oh, I expect it to be real close. A great match.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. We had a lot of fun today. So tomorrow, don't forget, we'll be here again, and it will be very interesting. It'll be the master, the finesse of Reyes, and the power, the break ability of Earl Strickland. It should be. The city of nonstop action has been the home of nonstop 9-ball. The best players in the world have descended upon Las Vegas to see who's number one. So far, Earl Strickland has looked unbeatable. The two-time world champion is known for owning opponents when it comes to championship day. The Pearl has marched through his bracket and disposed of George Breedlove in yesterday's semifinals 9-1. Just call EFREN Reyes the magician. The master from the Philippines always seems to find a way to get to the finals. Yesterday against Howard Vickery, Reyes fell behind 8-7, but the lead disappeared and Reyes conquered the hill 9-8. Today, the two survivors face off at the Riviera Hotel for the 9-ball World Championship. Today in the final, it's the second seed Earl Strickland against EFREN Reyes of the Philippines. It's jam-packed inside the Riviera Hotel at the Convention Center to see the battle for the most prestigious title on the Pro Tour. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Woloshin. So nice to have you with us again as we once again make some history. This is the first time that a serious title match is televised on live television. We started the week with 92. We're down to just the final two. We bring in our analyst, Buddy Hall. Buddy, we may be settling more than just the world title here. It could be a global dispute we solve.
That's right. Half of the people in the world feel like that Earl's the best player. The other half feel like EFREN's the best player. We'll find out today.
That we will. Now, Earl Strickland is known for power. He's so great on the break. Tell us about this guy's game.
Oh, he is a power player. He breaks the balls like King Kong. He's make the shot from anywhere. He's got a great cue ball. He knows the game inside and out. He's really a dominant player.
But there is a contrast here for sure, because EFREN Reyes may be the master of the touch.
The touch, indeed. He is the touch. EFREN is the master of the cue ball. He knows the cue ball inside and out. He can go from one end to the other. He's an excellent shot maker. He breaks the balls pretty good. I have to give Earl a little nod there. It's a great match.
It is power. It is finesse. You've gone out on the limb all week long. Tell us, who do you like here and why?
Well, I kind of like Earl. I like Earl because of his break and his shot-making ability.
All right, the slight edge. You heard to Strickland. You went out on the limb earlier with that tie, that's for sure. We've got the first break coming your way when we return to Las Vegas in just a moment. Welcome back to the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Earl Strickland on the left, EFREN Reyes on the right. They go for $20,000 today in the prestigious World 9-Ball Championship title. Crowd absolutely terrific here as we get set for the leg. There's a good look at Earl Strickland, the #2 seed coming in.
Really a good-looking man.
Earl's road to getting here, he was able to get a bye in the first round. What does 9 and 8 mean, buddy?
Well, that's what they beat their opponents by. Earl has won more games by 8 and 9 games.
You'll see in the final that he beat George Breedlove by 8. That was pretty impressive. By victory by 9. He's been a dominating force to get everybody through. The quiet man, the magician, EFREN Reyes, took a different road. He got a bye as well. By the way, neither opponent here has lost in this particular tournament. Reed Pierce fell. Look, it was by 10. That was when the race was to 13. And then yesterday, hill to hill, he knocked off Howard Vickery in the semifinals. One of the best tournaments, matches in the tournament. Let's take a look at how you play 9-ball, buddy.
Well, the rules of this match is we have a 30-second shot clock. It's a race to 9. You have to play the lowest numbered ball. You push out after the break. It's fouls on all balls. We have the 30-second shot clock, and the referee has the final authority.
The referee, as he was yesterday, Scott Smith, who does an excellent job. Scott from Colorado Springs. Closest to the back cushion. Gets to break. The break so important. And Reyes with the touch. And Reyes will need to control the break. If Strickland plays like he did yesterday, he never gave Breedlove a chance. He dominated the table.
Right. Both of these players have to dominate. They have to set the pace for the game, and the break being the opening and probably the most important shot of 9-ball kind of sets the tempo for the whole match.
Reyes with that kick on the follow-through. Unique to only his style. Nothing fell, and so actually the 3-ball went down, so Reyes will continue to play. He switches cues. There's a different cue for the break, and this one, buddy, is a softer type of cue.
Right. The break cue is normally a little stiffer. It has a flatter tip. It's just designed to hit the ball with a center cue ball. Where
there was not a great shot, so a safety.
Was a tremendous shot here. He just came off of the 1 ball, bringing the cue ball back over to the side rail behind the 5, knocking the 1 back up table. He's put Earl in a very touchy spot right here.
As you look at this table right now, lots of trouble.
This is called a wrinkle. He wrinkled his cue ball there. A wrinkle is just a slight curve. And he's handed it right back to EFREN. He's put the cue ball right on top. This is such a great shot here. Here he cues down on the cue ball. He wrinkles it. He hits it with a high right-hand cue ball coming down about 45 degrees, nipping this ball, knocking it to the end rail, hitting the side rail, and bringing the cue ball back over to the top of the 2. He hit it. He just barely moved it, but he did hit it.
The amazing thing about Strickland was it was a safety as well as that beautiful wrinkle with almost a jump cue. Now you've got the great shot off the cushion.
Okay, he's playing a 2-way shot here. Well, not a 2-way shot. He's playing dead safe.
Everybody defensive so far, playing strategic pool. And I imagine that there are some nerves. In fact, Earl Strickland was talking about that, saying the players are very conscious of the fact that this is live TV. He felt that was a big benefit to him yesterday against George Breedlove, who might have been very nervous because he'd never really played in front of much television, let alone live TV. And will you look at that?
Right. He played a little lucky there. He played a little lucky on that shot. He actually missed it going and hit the point of the lower end and came back and touched the ball, knocking it up by the side pocket. Okay, we have the 1 ball right here. Here's the 2. We want to try to play position on the 2 ball.
Very well done.
Okay. The 4 is the next ball on the table. Here we have the 2. Here's the 4 right up here with it. He has to maintain that end of the table.
And does keep the cue ball right there. Should point out that the pros thinking about 3 balls ahead. Now they'll take a good look after the break to see where everything lies, but then it's usually in groups of 3s.
This is the only pocket that I see for the 4 ball. The 5 is right here. He has to play position on the 5. Oh, he missed it.
Now how wide open is this table with the ball smack dab in the middle for EFREN Reyes?
Well, EFREN would probably slow spin this ball in. Here's the 4. This is the 5. He'll cut the 4 in this corner pocket, probably bringing the cue ball to here, to back out to this area right in here.
Brought it a little further back than you thought. Nonetheless, in good shape.
Okay, I don't see any problems here. He just come right across. Now all he wants to do is play straight in on the 6 to get to play straight in on the 7 to get to the 8.
It's been a couple of years since Reyes and Strickland played each other. In fact, the last time was 1990 in Osaka, Japan. And EFREN just did get by Strickland 11-10. They say they've played so many times all over the world they don't even know what the head-to-head is, but that Strickland might be slightly ahead, but it's probably too close to call.
Oh, this is really an evenly matched game. Really evenly matched.
EFREN Reyes has done something no one else has done in this tournament, and that's put EARL Strickland behind. We're back in just a moment. We are back in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel. The 9-ball championships, the world title. They're watching in the Philippines. It's 7:30 in the morning, and that signs for you. He's a hero back home.
Yes, he is a national hero. He's been known as the greatest player in the Philippine Islands for a few years now, and most people feel like he's the greatest player in the world today.
He may be eating strawberries and cream in his honor right now. 1-0 on EARL Strickland. We'll see what Strickland can do from behind, and obviously EARL, representing the United States, has the most vocal crowd on hand.
Nothing fell. I would say that he'll probably play safe. This is the 1 ball right here. This is the 2. He doesn't have a shot to get from the 1 to the 2, so I think that he'll play safe here, dropping the cue ball over behind these balls. Like so. He's...
If you're looking for an edge, you have to go with EFREN Reyes. Now, granted, it's just 1-0, but you remember Strickland got up yesterday and ran a table and ran a table and ran a table. Reyes is forcing Strickland to play defensive with safety after the break.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me to see EARL bank this ball.
EARL from Roseboro, North Carolina.
Here's the 1 ball. Here's the 2. He may bank the 1 across this side so that he can send the cue ball directly into it. He's elected to play safe.
But isn't that playing into Reyes' hands.
Right, that's playing the kind of game that EFREN wants to play. He wants it to be a moving game. Bunt here, bunt there, safety here, safety there. He doesn't want it to come down to a shooting battle with Earl. He wants it to be a maneuvering game.
Did get to the ball, but now does Earl have a shot?
He has a shot at the 1, but the 2 is laying in such a tough place. If he could make the 1 and land in a spot where he could knock the 2 out, the 2 ball right here is all of the problem in this rack. They are wrestling right now for the advantage to the 2. These are the best players in the world. They don't. Neither one of them want to make the 1 and have to deal with the 2.
This a thinking game right now.
That's why you don't want to wrestle with EFREN.
That'll be a tough shot just to get back to the 1 ball. What a difference between yesterday and today when Strickland ran off so many tables, as we mentioned, 9-1. He did it, what, in 35 minutes?
He sure did. He may have to jump his cue ball here and just try to hit the edge of the 1. Okay, he's just going to try to hit the edge of the 1 ball. This is the... Oh, he tried to shake it up.
Foul. Mr. Reyes has ball in hand.
You look at the problems on the table now, and they may be significant because, Buddy, as we mentioned yesterday, ball in hand after a foul means almost certainly you're going to run the table. What are the odds?
The odds are really tremendous for these guys, the way they play. Usually when they have ball in hand, they just run right out. If they can place the cue ball exactly where they want it the first time, then the rest of the time is kind of secondary. He has a 2-3 combination here. If he makes this, that cleared everything.
The 3 is set up perfectly. He looks at the rest of the table. You see what's left. And the 2 goes down.
He just knocked this in, go down table a little bit for the 5. There's no problems. You play the 5 straight in here, bring the cue ball back out to this area right here. He wants to be almost straight in on the 7 ball. No problem. He just wants to make sure he doesn't foul here.
Two more balls to go and a 2-0 lead for the Magician. And just about a straight-on shot, just about perfect. Many thought if there was a runaway, it would be Earl Strickland. But EFREN Reyes has some different ideas. Speaking of glamour, we've got the beautiful people here and the beautiful players that can really show you how the game is meant to be done. That was Lisa Strickland. Two fell, and you saw where the 1 ball ended up. That's why we had all the oohs and the ahs. So the 1 will be hard to get to, Buddy. Where else are the problems?
That's pretty much is the problem. The 1, he'll roll out here. He has the option to push out.
Mr. Strickland has the option.
And he put it right up against the corner. Does that come in the way?
Well, yes, if he happens to get a little too close to the corner, he could actually get hooked behind it. Earl played a great shot right there. He just stuck him right behind the ball.
Boy, what a masterful shot on the push shot. I thought he might give it back to Reyes, but he decided he would become the defensive-minded player. That's an aggressive defensive move.
Yes, it is. This is really the first offensive shot that Earl's really had that he could play, so he could try to come to the get position on the 2-ball.
Earl looking things over. There is that 30-second shot clock. He usually shoots in about 12 seconds anyway. He's one of the quicker players on tour. Earl earlier this year won the Glass City Open, was 3rd at the Bay City Shootout, 4th in Reno, 5th at the Players Championship, 7th at the Florida Flare-Up. It's been a successful year. Oh, he stuck that and brought it back perfectly.
Yes,
didn't
he did. He's going to rise to the occasion. We've got a good match right here in the store for everybody. Earl can get to rolling. He can really get to steamrolling. He can do what he done yesterday to about anybody. He can beat you 9-1. I mean, he can beat about anybody 9-1 if things just happen to go his way for a few minutes.
Well, if he can just get control of the break. He hasn't been able to do that. Reyes has been able to play his kind of game. He brought it back perfectly, and this will make it just 1 down.
Do they like it?
You don't see too much emotion, though, out of EFREN Reyes.
No, he's the quiet man.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a 4-1 lead yesterday, and his countenance never changed. It was the same when he was down 8-7.
Yes, it was. Now we get to see the break of the mighty Earl.
And one did fall.
Okay, look at the extension that he has. He's really coming off. He's laying into it. He's got, in my opinion, he has the best break on the tour. Look at the way the balls explode there when he comes into them.
Two literally.
They leave
off
that
the
spot.
ground, yeah.
Look at here. 4-9 combination. Look at that cue ball. That's a good cue ball, too.
I'll call this a shortcut. It will be a shortcut to a tie. It took about 30 seconds. The 2-0 lead of Reyes gone. We're even in Vegas.
He hits this shot with a low left-hand cue ball, just pulling the cue ball straight down table. It's a nice, soft draw. His speed is perfect here. This is the completion of a magnificent shot here. In order for this shot to really be effective, you need to be straight in on the 4, and that's exactly where he landed. It was dead straight on the 4.
And Earl likes it now. He's got a chance to do his thing, and that's dominate and play offensive. You know, we talk about plotting ahead, and you look at the whole table, and then you go 3 balls ahead. In that particular case, he saw what was available up ahead, took the one shot, and then brought it back.
Right.
What's he got here?
He has a problem right here with the 1. He has to figure out, he may bank the 1 across the side. This is the 2 ball. This is the ball he has to play position on right here. He missed the bank.
Advantage Reyes. And how does the table look for him now? Any trouble spots?
It looks like the first shot may be a trouble shot because he's close to the end rail. The cue ball is real close to the end rail. We have the 1 here. He can play it in the side. It'd be a very slim shot. He can play it down the corner, but the 2 ball is right here. He has to bring the cue ball back in this area right here. He may jack up, try to draw it the length of the table. That's what he's doing. He's trying to draw it. He's going to shoot it straight down the corner and try to draw his ball, I believe.
Not enough.
Earl is looking at the bank shot again. This time it's a lot softer bank. He's really in line for the bank this time. This is a soft bank. He'll probably make this one. Bring the cue ball back up to the table. Bring the cue ball to this area right here for position on the 2.
Can't give Earl Strickland too many chances, that's for sure.
The only other problem we have in this rack is the 5 ball, which the 8 ball has it blocked from this corner. He'll have to find another hole to play the 5 in. Oh. He rolled about an inch too far. He was wanting to play the 4 all the way down in the corner and just bring the cue ball straight down table with him. He wants to play the 4 ball down here. Bring the cue ball to this area right here for the 5.
Talk about the touch of Reyes. Well, there's some touch from the Master Blaster himself.
Master Blaster. Earl the Pearl.
First 4 gone.
Okay, he has to dodge the 8 here. He doesn't want to run into the 8 ball. Well done. No, now he may have created a problem. He's knocked the 8 against the rail, blocking the path of the 7. Right here we have the 8 and the 7. This is the 8 ball right here. It's blocking the path to the hole. He'll have to settle for a combination on the 8-7. From the 7 to the 8 combination. He wanted to get straight in so he could just stop his cue ball right there.
And the combinations are a little more risky and more difficult.
Oh, absolutely. You have to hit them more perfectly.
But he did. EFREN Reyes opened the door. Strickland took advantage, and now there's his first lead today. Lisa Strickland in the middle, happy now.
Happy her husband has come to the lead.
Folks in Roseboro are happy too. He said, make sure you say hi to Mom and Dad and all the friends at the country club so they don't razz me too much when I go home to play golf.
Mention everybody in Tampa and Tulsa.
He told me I might be able to mention everybody in about 30 seconds in that time. He loves it there, though.
Man, they're not tight.
He's not happy with the rack. He feels like it's not tight enough.
So he can't ask Scotty Smith to re-rack him?
He just did. I believe he can. There's nothing in the rules that says he can't ask for a re-rack.
Yesterday, he complained about the speed of the table. Today, I asked him again. He said, no, it's much better now.
Okay, boy, he's hammering that break. That corner ball is flying in.
The idea here, is to spread the balls and get the cue ball as close to the middle as you can. The 3 did go down, so he controls the table again.
Right. The only problem that I can see is the 4 to the 5. This is the 4 ball. He has to land in a position to where he can go to the end rail and come back out for position on the 5. So he has to have a perfect angle, which that is a perfect angle right there. He wants to shoot the 4 in, hit the end rail, come straight up, try to play almost straight in on the 5. Just like that. He's overhit it just a little.
We saw yesterday he can withstand a little bit of a margin of error.
Oh, he can draw his ball if he has to. He can snatch it.
Saw the ball rattle in the pocket in the corner there.
That's a term we use kind of loosely in the pool world. If he's going to draw his ball, they say he's going to snatch his rock.
That he did. Begging for just a little more. I think he got enough.
He's bearing down, playing great. He'll just play this one right in, bring the cue ball across table for the 9. I see no problem.
This is vintage Earl Strickland. He's run off 4 in a row. Welcome back to the 94 World 9-ball championships. We're at the Riviera Hotel Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are seeing some vintage Earl Strickland. This is what it's all about. He was down 2-0, what, 2 minutes ago, it seems?
2 minutes ago. EFREN has played perfect. Earl has played perfect, and the score is 4-2 with a perfect Earl.
First you called him Pearl, now you call him perfect. Ooh, the one almost went.
He made a ball on a break.
Look at that. Oh, it hung up.
He made the corner ball again. He has a problem here with the 1. He may try to play safe here.
The 2 did fall.
He may bank the 1 to this area right here and play the cue ball this direction and use these 3 balls right here as blockers to play his safety. No, he banked the 1.
He got it.
He's in an offensive mode. He realized he doesn't want to duck with this man.
Yeah. I guess he wants to play his style, and he's pouring it on.
That's exactly right. He decided to quit playing safe and start trying to run out. Oh.
Dangerous for sure. Remember, the scratch means a foul. That means ball in hand. The table's wide open. It doesn't go, and it looks like he's about to run 5 straight. You don't want to let this guy have the break.
Right.
If you're an opponent.
Right. You want to keep the table. He has an option of shots here. He can play the 7-ball up in the corner. He can play it in the side, whichever he prefers.
Buddy, there are some that say...
Oh, he missed the 6.
Oh, my goodness.
He was probably undecided on the 6.
That is the first real mistake by anybody in the match.
Well, this is really uncharacteristic of Earl. He's actually shot the ball out a little bit, hit the outside point. He's trying to play the position on the 7-ball up in the corner. He was probably a little undecided when he hit the ball. Okay, EFREN is using those 3 balls as blockers. He may have left.
Crowd doesn't think so. From this angle, hard to tell.
He may be able to hit it. He may be able to hit it. Hard to tell. If he could hit it, Earl thins balls better than anyone I've ever seen at this range right here.
You say thin, what do you mean?
Thin, just barely nipped the ball like that.
Oh, he did. And now he gives Reyes a taste of his own medicine.
Yes, boy, he really hit it good. He left a gap, though. EFREN has a shot to go through. He can hit the 6. Whether he can do anything with it or not, I don't know.
Earl said, yeah, I left it about 6 inches too far.
He can hit it. Earl was asking if the ball was froze. If the ball is frozen, you have to hit another rail after you make contact with that ball. Oh, look at the 9. Look at the 9. Look at the 9. Oh.
Almost the most amazing combination we would have seen. Wow. And a mini standing O here for the effort.
Earl, he comes with this shot. Shoots off the rail among the best.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Okay, he's made both balls. He's straight in on the 8. He'll just shoot the 8 in, go down to the end rail, and come back up for the 9. No problem.
Not only can he hit him, but he can talk to him.
He's a bad man.
5 in a row, buddy. And now you know how George Breedlove felt yesterday. If you're EFREN Reyes, he had a slight chance. He played safety, and Strickland overcame it.
Earl is talking to the crowd.
You don't need that.
As Jim
wins game
Reppy.
7 after 7 games. The scores:
Johnny Archer.
5, Reyes 2.
Johnny Archer, the 2-time defending champion here.
Hired Vickery, Kim Davenport. That's a pretty good tournament sitting right there in the bleachers.
You're not kidding. That's a who's who.
Oh, he hit it off center. Oh!
That was almost the 9 in. So EFREN Reyes has some work to do. He was up 2-0. Now he's down 5-2.
He hit the one really bad that time. He didn't hit the one square. He hit it off center and almost lucked the 9 in, but as a result, he didn't make a ball on the break.
The one does just fall for EFREN Reyes. Now take a look at the table, buddy, and tell us what you see.
Well, here's the 2. You got to play position on the 3. Is pretty basic here. He'll just knock it in nice and soft. Come out like so. Everything's laying right out there. I don't see any problems at all. The only possible problem would be this 5 ball right here. He has to have a proper position on the 4 to get to the 5.
Really a critical table for EFREN Reyes.
He's at the point of no return. It's do or die now. He has to run out. He can get so far behind it's almost impossible to catch Earl when you get too far behind.
And he's like a freight train. He give him a lead and off he goes.
Yeah. Okay, he's come up a little short, but he does have a shot. This is a pretty tough shot. He has to hit the 5 awfully thin here. This is sending cue ball back and forth across.
This is what he's known for, though.
Yes, it is. He's overcut it. He left Earl a bank.
Earl jumped out of his chair. He wants to go.
Earl may have a shot here. He can bank this ball. He can't draw the cue ball because of this corner pocket. He's going to have to follow his ball. Oh, and follow it he did. Okay. Seems like no problems here. He just...
It looks like there's no stopping Earl Strickland now. That's 6 in a row. He was down 2-0. Reyes had a chance there. He couldn't do it. The freight train is out of control. Nothing senior about Earl Strickland, just good. He's run off 6 straight tables.
Oh, that corner ball's flying in. When he does hit the one on the nose, he is dangerous. Doesn't seem to have a shot at the 1. He may bank the 1 back up table now. He may bank the 1 ball, 1 rail, back up table, sending the cue ball to this rail and back to this area right in here. I don't see much for him. He has to avoid the kiss. This is a dangerous shot.
He asked about the shot clock, I believe.
He took his time out here because he doesn't know what to do. This is a tough situation. He has to figure out a way to play safe because he has no shot.
And he doesn't want to foul, that's for sure.
Right. He could possibly kick behind the 1 ball and knock it over behind the 4, 5, 9. He could use that option. He has a couple of options.
This, by the way, the first timeout used by either player. You're allowed 3 per match.
Okay, he's elected to 2 rail it. That's awful dangerous there.
I got away with it.
He got lucky. It looks like he hooked him right here behind the 5.
He knew it, too.
EFREN may be able to hit the edge of it.
EFREN needs a break. Something to happen good.
He needs to run out. He's playing safe.
Hasn't had much opportunity.
No, he hasn't.
Earl's just been on the floor the last 20 minutes.
He's right against the 9. He has a one-rail kick at the 4. He hit it right on the nose.
Oh, man, what a shot.
Kicked you right in. That would... Okay, he kicks one rail, hits the 9 right on line. I mean, the 1 right on line, knocking the 1 across the side and coming out in the middle of the table for a perfect shot on the 2.
That shot is unbelievable. Three balls down.
He has to get position on the 6 right here. And once if he gets on the 6, then he has no problem.
Table pretty clear, and just the 7, 8, and 9 are left. Now you're down to the 8, and he brings the cue ball back just about to perfection.
He knocks the 9 in here, he'll know that he is 2 games away from being the undisputed champion of the world.
And $20,000 richer. That's 7 in a row. And all EFREN Reyes can really do is sit and look.
Hit the top of it.
Big crowd in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel, and Earl Strickland showing why he's the #2 seed in this tournament, one of the top players in the world, leading big. And here's the rest of the calendar. They'll be in Chesapeake a couple of weeks, well, about a month or so. Then Toledo, Ohio, Lexington, Kentucky, the All-Stars there. Then on to Owensboro, Kentucky, Bell Gardens, California, and you wind things up in Reno at the Sands. Coming out and get a good chance to see these folks in person. They wow you, don't they?
They sure do. Oh, my, that hurt your ears. I may have a shot at the 9 here. There's a possibility. I don't think he would want to kick at it, but he might. He might kick at this. There's a chance that he'll kick at this shot.
The 2 ball went down, so he's got the shot.
He has the 1-9 right here.
You need to watch your head on this.
Here is the cue ball. He's going to split them. He's going to bank the 1 right back up table. He's banking the 1 back up table, playing safe. Perfect.
And not much of a shot left for EFREN Reyes. You know, EFREN has been in so many finals in the last few years. In fact, this year finished 2nd at the Bicycle Club, 3rd at the Florida Flare-Up, 4th in Reno. He has that mentality, somehow gets himself, wills his way into the finals, but it's been a couple of years, a slump you might say, in the finals. Is there an answer to it?
That just seems to be in the United States. The United States has always had what we call the best players in the world have all come from the United States. Well, the Filipinos are ranked in the best players in the world, too. There was a little bit of a mental drag with the United States tournaments.
And he made a physical mistake there. A ball was touched. A foul is called. Ball in hand. And his buddy likes to say it's about 99% with the cue in Earl Strickland's hand that he'll run out after ball in hand. That would make it 8-2.
If he gets position on the 4 ball, and he's on the 4. He wanted to get straight in on the 4. He got a little bit of an angle. He just play it in, play the cue ball back to this area right in here. Okay, he elected to go 3 rails. It's perfect.
Buddy, there are some who say because the break is so important and a player like Earl is so dominating with that factor of the game that maybe they should play loser break to keep things a little closer. What are your thoughts about that? I've heard the players throwing that back and forth, and there's opinions that vary.
I would prefer to play either loser breaks or trailer breaks. Winner breaks, I think, is really you play somebody like Earl, they can just win the game breaking the balls. Their break is such a force.
Earl Strickland smells it now. He's one rack away from the title and $20,000. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. The best in the world at 9-ball going at it on live television. It was a little while ago that EFREN Reyes led 2-0. Suddenly, he's down 8-2 because Earl Strickland has taken over. You feel for EFREN Reyes, a hero in the Philippines. They're watching there this morning, thinking maybe this would be the time he would break out of that slump. And it looked that way when he was up 2-zip. But Earl Strickland started the roll. We saw it yesterday against George Breedlove when he won the semi 9-1. He's run 8 in a row and threatening to go 9 in a row for the win. The one went down.
He's looking for a shot.
Was pumped up.
Depends on where the 3 stops.
He's pumped up. The crowd's pumped up. What's the table look like?
He may play a combination on the 6 here. Okay, he made both balls. He may have corner hooked himself. It's close. He must be okay. He's looking at it.
Yeah,
evidently he has a shot.
He wears his emotions. If he had corner hooked himself, you'd see it. It's a tough shot, though. Great close-up. A robotic camera overhead, first time ever used, and we've had some neat shots here, haven't we?
Yes, we have. This is really a tough shot right here. You got to come all the way across. You got to really pace this shot. Nice shot.
He's had power, he's had touch, he's done it all.
He's overhit it just a little bit. He is. He is going to be our world champion.
He's won it 2 times.
His wife Lisa giving him a nice congratulations hug.
The 3rd time he's won the title. A great ambassador to the game, very articulate. You'll hear from him in just a little bit. Earl Strickland, your winner in fine fashion, 9-2. 9-2, your final in Las Vegas. The 9-ball world champion Earl Strickland over EFREN Reyes. He won 9 straight games. And boy, did he show us how it is done.